Welcome to Any Hoop Podcast with any host, your boy JC.
Hey man, 4-5. What's good, y'all? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays too. Happy New Year. Happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all that, whatever you celebrate. And today we here talking about basketball, starting off the new year. All right, so we back. You feel me? Took a little layoff for the holidays. We only really missed just like on the.
So we did like
3.
We did like every other week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. We hit y'all on the 3, but that was just because we did the live stream on Christmas.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who came out.
Everybody who came out who seen us. You feel me? That's cool. I'm telling y'all, we gonna be hitting these live streams more.
Yes.
Probably at least during like when the playoffs come around. They're gonna want to tap into some of these. Definitely be on the lookout for that. But let's get to the basketball. We got to start off talking about what everybody should be talking about. If they're not talking about it, I still see y'all talking about LeBron. Y'all got to cut it out, old media. You're still talking about LeBron. And my man Donovan Mitchell scored 71 points on the Cavs. I don't see a lot of talk about the Cavs, even though I'm just keep it 100. I do not watch ESPN a lot, like none of the first takes or the Fox Sports stuff with Shannon Sharp and all of them. I don't really keep up with them like I used to, so I don't really know exactly what they be talking about. But I haven't not heard a lot about the Cavs and what they doing this season. And they holding it down, man. Donovan Mitchell is holding it down. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get y'all. 4th. They've been 4th. They've been steady 4th for a while. They was 3rd for a little bit. But the Nets came out hot.
Yeah,
fire.
They're 12-1. Last 13 games, I think. 12-game win streak.
Yep. They're on a 12-game win streak right now. And last 10-0. So like, they've been going crazy. They hot. We're gonna talk about them a little later, like literally right after this segment. But I brought up the 71 points because me and you literally had a conversation.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What, like 2 days before that?
Yeah.
Or something like that about.
I think it was on Christmas we had this conversation.
Oh, maybe on Christmas. So it probably was on a live stream. You feel me? I be doing a lot, so I be forgetting if this is on camera or off camera. But we had a whole conversation about who could score 71, who we thought could score 71, if it was easier or not. Y'all let us know in the comments if y'all think it's easier to score 71, let's say, in these last 10 years than it was in the 10 years before. So from what we'll say the 2000s to 2010.
Let's start with like we could say I would really start with like for like 2015.
2015 to now.
Because that's when three started to grow a little bit more. So I feel that. Around that Steph era to now, easier to get to that 70 than it was before.
So let us know in the comments. We're going to put this on the TikTok. Y'all love to go crazy in TikTok. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no, we're right. Thanks for
the interaction in TikTok. We love it. You feel me? Thank you for
whether it's a disagreement or not.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We need to hear everybody's opinion.
Exactly.
But either way, we had a list of people who we thought could score 71. Yeah. And it differed a little bit. So I just wanted to bring that up today on this podcast. So, give me I think I had 5 people. Okay, I can see scoring.
I had I remember I had 10 or 11. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do know Steph was in there, LeBron was in there, Clay was in there, Kevin Durant. Definitely think Giannis could give you a 70. I didn't add Kyrie before, but Kyrie was there. Dame.
I gotta put Kai in there.
Yeah, gotta put the Kai. Yeah, it's just, and these are all players who I've seen get close in the 50 to 60 range very efficiently, and I think they could just do a little bit more. Even James Harden in his prime, I definitely see him getting 70.
Definitely.
That's about 8 players right there. It's probably a few more, but Devin Booker, of course, he gave us 70.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Donovan Mitchell now. So right, and I didn't even have Donovan Mitchell on my radar. I'm not gonna lie, kind of.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah,
text me. I was asking him his availability for the pod, and he was like, "Bro, Donovan Mitchell just scored 71, and he wasn't even on our radar when we had that conversation. Exactly. I didn't even bring him up. I know he could get buckets, but I didn't know he could get buckets like that. Yeah. I had Steph. I had Book, Luka.
Oh, I gotta forget Luka.
Giannis.
Nah, I forget Luka. I didn't add KD either.
Did I say KD already? Because KD, he on this list. I guess I just didn't say his name. KD. And then after that, I didn't have anybody on my list for real. D-Mitch now. Mm-hmm. Like you said Kai. I don't know why I left Kai off.
No.
What's Kai's career? high.
He dropped,
like
I think,
60.
60. I know he had 57 on the Cavs one time,
yeah.
but I don't know where he had the 60 yet. He also had like 50 on like last year on like 20 for 25 shooting.
Yeah. Against the Magic. Yep. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And Dame also had a similar game. I don't know if that was like a couple of years before that with like similar efficiency. But my question to you is, seeing a guy like D. Mitch, who's more of like a volume shooter, hit that 70 mark, does that open it up for you that you think like more guys can get to 70?
Yeah, that was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. I was sick. I ain't even gonna lie. I was sick. I was like, yo, this just threw my whole point out the window. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And I just need to really dive into why people scoring like. Do you have any idea why people scoring like this? He didn't even really score off threes, bro.
Yeah, he had 8 threes, but which
may be a lot, but exactly. That's getting kind of normal now to chop them up at least.
We got to remember, Luka had 60 off of 2 threes, and when Devin Booker had 70 some years ago, in high school, he had 4 threes.
Yeah.
I just think as we play more, people are more willing to play through their stars. If you see a guy like Luka giving you 60 and want to like play through your team, I think it's a little bit easier, and also like the game is just more fast paced every day. I don't think field goals percentages aren't going up because even though players are getting better, defenses are still strategizing against that, and the more shots you put up, the more your field goal percentage is going to go down. I just think the game is getting a little bit faster. We look in the past 30 days, I feel like we've had at least 10, 50-point games.
Yo, no, you're not lying.
So,
this year has been the year of 50 to 60-point games. Like, it's ridiculous.
So we'll see, like, if this continues throughout the season, and if next season we have like something similar. But I do think that we're starting to turn into like a more point scored league. It's starting to look more like when Wilt was scoring his like points, but it's just happening with all players, though. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool.
Do you think officiating and how the refs are calling the game has anything to do with the way people are scoring now? Because old head's gonna throw that at you.
A little bit, but
with the whole Rick throw,
I do think that. But you got to also say, like, we can't say that without remembering that last year we were coming at players like Trae Young and James Harden saying that they had to like they weren't scoring as much because they didn't get as many fouls because the NBA is making it. They do understand that it is a offensive league and that's what sells tickets. But they're still trying to make it fair for the defender because, you know what I mean? It's just, at some point, you got to be fair. You can't let a guy kick his feet out and to get called a foul. But I think it's more, not really officiating. The more it's really the rule book. Players are just getting smarter and just learning how they can, like, get through those rules. You know what I mean?
They opened up the rules, too, specifically, like you just said, to make it more offensive. Like, the way you can carry the ball kind of now, like, and the way a dribble count and the way you can kind of go through your motions and then dribble the ball again. Like, I don't even know what to call that, and I hoop too. I don't even know what to call that. But like,
and Adam Silver, y'all gotta decide what a carry is and what isn't. Because like, y'all was being weird the first 2 weeks of the season, deciding y'all gonna call people on carries.
I'm glad you brought that up because the carrying and the traveling.
Yeah, it's just very inconsistent. And
this is what's freaking me out too. Again, why I gotta really dig deep on why people are scoring as many buckets as they're scoring. I like numbers, so I'm gonna give y'all the facts. I'm gonna give y'all the numbers when I get them. But pretty much, this is something that I noticed. They call a lot of walks early in the season, or let me just take it all the way back. In the beginning of the season, your first 14 games or so, there's usually one call that gets called a lot, and everybody talks about that one call like, oh man, what's going on this year? They must be calling that this year. It happens every year, just so the refs are giving the players an opportunity to understand, this is what we're gonna be calling, and this is how we're gonna be calling it throughout the year. They done that this year with the traveling rule, but they have not let up. Like, we almost halfway through the season, and I'm still seeing crazy traveling Jones where just last year and 2 seasons ago, y'all just made a whole new rules for James Harden so he could do all types of crazy stuff. Yeah. It's like they walking that back now. It's like, I don't know, it's getting crazy. Like, some of the stuff you could do 2 years ago, you can't do it right now. Like, literally just this first half of the season, like, they're not having it. Like,
just please make a decision.
It's getting crazy. So that's really ridiculous. But yeah, 71 points, Donovan Mitchell. We had to give it up to him. You feel me? New media, we talking about what's really going on in the streets. You feel me? And my man scored 71. That has to be talked about. And also what got to be talked about, because we brought up KD and we brought up Kyrie and we brought up how the Nets was scorching hot. They for real?
I think so. I think they're for real contenders. I still don't have them as like my favorites to win the East. Crazy thing about the East, I want to bring this up. there's 5 teams that, and one of them are not gonna make it out the first round. Maybe 2 of them. But you got like the Nets, you got the Bucks, you got the Cavs, you got the Sixers, and you got the Celtics. And those are 5 teams. So one of them can't make it past the first round. Only 4 teams make it past the first round. And it's just kind of crazy. So like it's really just depends on like seeding when it comes to the East, because the East is more stacked than it's ever been.
Definitely, y'all gotta take heed to that.
And
it's up.
Yeah,
right. The Pacers is right after the Sixers, and the Heat is right after them. You feel me?
That's crazy.
And then the Hawks. See, something you gotta remember about the Hawks. Something you gotta remember about the Raptors. Something you gotta remember about the Bulls. Is these teams like to make
Did you skip
runs.
the Knicks?
I did skip the Knicks.
Okay.
I skipped the Knicks. Shout out my man Jerry.
That was a Knicks joke. I ain't gonna.
If you know, you know. But you gotta remember some of the Hawks. You gotta remember something about Chicago, Toronto.
You don't gotta remember Chicago.
Did I say Chicago? I didn't mean Chicago. I think I meant the Heat.
They need Lonzo.
Heat, Atlanta, and Toronto. I didn't mean to say Chicago.
No, that's cool.
I did not mean to say Chicago.
I knew
right.
That's why I had to.
Yeah, I'm glad you called me because I did not mean to say that. But either way, these are teams that usually don't start off too hot, or vice versa. They start off hot and have a rough patch in the middle of the year, but they always bring it together towards the end of the year, towards going to the playoffs. So even though we are looking at these top 5 teams as scorching hot, they probably stay top 5. You gotta remember these little teams ain't no slouch neither. Like the 6s and the 7s and the 9s and all them, they ain't no slouch neither. Funny you said the Knicks. They actually have been playing like the Knicks. I don't know why.
They went on like a 7-game win streak and like a 5-game losing streak.
I know. I was just about to say. That's what you like to remember. Like I be remembering how great
they remind you.
Yeah, they remind you how great they play sometimes, and then right after that, they remind you how bad they play sometimes. Yeah. It's like, I'm so surprised that we're talking about the Knicks right now. Like, this is crazy.
I do want to get back on the focus on like the ones who are leading New York right now. I'm not gonna say the Kings of New York, but the face of New York.
The Kings of New York.
But I want to show a lot of love to Jacques Vaughn. I hope I said his name right. The coach of the Nets. Yeah. I definitely see because especially the way the Coach of the Year award works is very narrative driven. That's why Pop only has 3, because it's usually about a breakout coach. I could definitely see him being a candidate for that. I remember a big reason why I didn't like the Nets even after they added defense was because they weren't very defensive oriented, especially when they had James Harden. So it was James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, and they traded their rim protectors and their guys who guard some of the guys who could guard the perimeter. But right now they're actually 10th in their stretch, or 10th in defensive rating. Most teams don't win championships if they're not in the top 10 in defense. So that's something to become a contender, being great at defense. So that's the big thing. We know you have plenty of offense. If you have Kyrie and KD, the offense is going to come. But shout out Jacques Vaughn for getting those guys on the mission as far as defense goes. That's really big.
And I always just thought they needed Kyrie back, consistently. Y'all haven't seen Kyrie play consistently with a team in 3 years. Right, yeah. Seriously,
probably since the Cavs.
Since the Cavs. No, real right. I was about to say, since the Cavs. He has not played consistent basketball with a franchise since the Cavs. And he's getting back to that.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has to, contract year. So we seeing consistent basketball from Kyrie. Y'all were getting a reminder of who Kyrie really is.
Yes.
When he wants to be playing basketball.
One of the best guards in the league.
Always has been one of the top guards in the league. Always has been. Never been nothing less than one of the top guards in the league. Never has been nothing less than that. No. So, getting him back and getting him consistent, you see the ceiling of the team. Funny thing, I have an uncle, my Uncle Rodney. He lives in Australia. He's
That's what's up.
He used to be a radio host, a big radio host over there. So, he gets a chance to talk to all the stars over there. And, he as well wanted Ben Simmons to shoot the damn ball. You feel me? So I just had to throw a shout out there. Australia, his home country, also is asking him to be more aggressive.
Shoot it, Ben.
You feel me? Shoot it, Ben. To be more aggressive. How do you take Ben in these last couple games? How's he looking to you?
Here's the thing.
He leads the team in steals.
I know you're gonna play defense though.
And I think he leads the team in assists.
I know you're gonna pass the ball though. We know that. That's my thing. Alright. It's just as I'm a Sixers fan, but I am rooting for Ben Simmons just as as a person. I want him to We've
been Ben Simmons fans since high school.
Yeah.
if you know us,
yeah,
knew us. We was a lot of y'all have.
I admit it. I was one of the guys who was like, "Yo, he gets a jump shot. He's Bron 2.0." I was saying it. I don't mind when I'm wrong, but when I'm right, I want my flowers.
Yeah.
But I was wrong about that. But the thing is, we've known you've been getting a bunch of assists since your rookie year. You've been getting a bunch of steals since your rookie year. Your defense has gotten better since your rookie year. This team is already doing great. They're on a 12-game win streak, but just imagine if you just got somebody just like, aggressively running in there the same way you was in your prime with the Sixers, like, which is crazy to say prime, but because he's very young.
Bro,
but
they had people in Philly asking to trade Ben Simmons for Siakam.
And
if you could just play like Siakam, you'd probably be a GOAT.
I don't want to say his name wrong. I think it's 18 for the Nets. He's like the best 3-point shooter in the league right now.
Oh, I know who you talking about. You talking about the center ball?
He's not a center. I think he's a small forward.
I got the.
We have his name up. Yeah. Utah.
Yeah. Oh,
Watanabe. He
played a center though sometimes.
He does play the center. Oh yeah, well, that's because they don't have a center.
They don't. Yeah, right. You gotta remember they don't got a center. He like their biggest boy on the team. I don't even know. I mean, KD is the biggest boy on the team. But how tall is he? 6'8", bro.
6'8" center is crazy because he's not even that big either.
He's playing power forward center. I've been seeing
But he's shooting very well from the three. So you have shooters around you. You have Kyrie and KD around you.
I'm glad you brought him up. Yo, he do his flowers too.
The paint. Get in the paint, man.
He do not touch that paint game. I be watching him play. He loved it. And you know what's funny? What's funny? Because when he went on JJ Redick podcast right before the season started.
Crazy.
Bro, no, he was setting this up right here.
Oh yeah, because he said, oh yeah, young man, I can't shoot. He was like this. I do like everything else. Like I do.
He said that. That's the first. That's the obvious setup. That's the obvious setup for y'all. But the more sneaky stuff he was doing, bro, that whole joint was PC, bro. That was all politically correct. That joint, the first thing he did up there, he was describing how they played on the Sixers and what style he liked the most. And he was like, Redick, you remember it was just me and you, and I was out there having fun just passing you the ball on the wing.
He was basically saying when Embiid wasn't on the floor.
Exactly. And what he could do was pass the ball. Nothing about scoring, nothing about driving to the lane. He told us he could do it. It's easy for him to do it. That's not what he's interested in doing. So, I honestly don't believe they have enough to win the East.
No,
the Nets, because I think the other teams in the East are more stacked. But you got that boy KD, you got that man Kyrie.
You know, once the playoffs comes, it's all about it's all about matchups.
Those two great men right there.
It's all about if you can get the right matchups. Maybe you trip up, you get the Hawks in the first round. Mm-hmm. You mess around and get an injured top seed, or the Heat in the second round, something like that. You know what I mean? Because the Heat ended up beating the Bucks or something like that. So it really just comes down to that. That's why I still have them as contenders, but I do agree when it goes to the top teams like the Celtics, the Bucks, even the Cavs.
I was just about to say even the Cavs.
I don't even know if they could get by them.
Even the Cavs. We'll see. Cause how do you feel about the Cavs? Now that we mentioned them, they don't. All right, so remember, I had said this a couple podcasts ago that they remind me a lot of the Bulls last year, but they're better than them.
Yeah, they're beating top teams.
Right, yeah. From what I see, they're beating top teams. They compete with the top teams. I wanted to see if they was going to continue to do that, and they have. So that's a team that I'm really looking out for. It'll be interesting to see them against the Sixers.
The lovely thing about the Cavs is we've seen Darius Garland give you 50 without Donovan Mitchell on the floor. We watched Donovan Mitchell give you 71 without Darius Garland on the floor. Mm-hmm. We watched both of them excel with both of them on the floor. So it's not one of those teams where it's like, oh, well, when these guys not on the floor, that's when they excel. Mm-hmm. You can't pull that with them. So it's just it's a very interchangeable team. I see them coming out the East. I don't think they will this year. But
not this year.
Honestly though, if you just get they're literally one, and I'm not even talking about a max player. They're one just solid piece away from me being oh shit, that might be the favorites in the East. But only because I wasn't expecting for Donovan Mitchell to be that much of a ceiling raiser. I did see him being a ceiling raiser because he is great in clutch situations. Raises his play in the playoffs, but
he's playing great, bro. I don't know. I knew he could do this.
Yeah,
but I guess it's the same thing I had with Devin Booker. Looking at him for so long, and they are not doing great at all. They're doing bad. But it's just I've seen you be consistently good for so long, and Devin Booker is great. But D Mitch, I've been seeing him be at one level consistently for a while, and when he got over to the Cavs, new system, new players, I guess he just felt the freedom to go ahead and do what he got to do. So like, I always knew it was in him, but he was just giving me one level consistency. If you listen to rap, Big Sean, he give you the same type of thing, consistent, opposed to somebody like a J. Cole or a Kendrick who might give you some new wow concept album every time they drop something. But from Big Sean, you getting something consistent out of him. That's how I felt about D Mitch. Consistent, ain't nothing wrong with Big Sean, ain't nothing wrong with D Mitch. I just didn't think they was great. That's all. Yeah. You feel me? And he got something to say about that. He's great.
I will say, I let recency bias affect me when D Mitch was playing out of his mind in the bubble, but just not as well as Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
So like him not making it out the first round since when they beat like the Thunder was really like a thing for me. But we also didn't see him as a playmaker, which shows like situations is everything. He has two guys who are better lob threats than what Rudy Gobert was. And there was no lob threat outside of Rudy Gobert. I mean, Rudy Gobert is not a lob threat, but he was just like the best option.
He's not a lob threat.
And he has better offense around him as well with, Darius Garland and like the two bigs that's down there. So now we can see he can run the floor a little bit, you know what I mean? And he can give you 70. So watch out. And it was almost a 70-point triple-double. I think he had like 71, 11, and 8.
Like that. Yeah.
So like he was about to top the Luka performance.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Because Luka's my favorite player.
The D Mitch over Luka slander, we will not be having it.
But and this is what we mean by they going crazy this year because Luka been doing so much crazy stuff that it can still get overshadowed by somebody else. Yeah. How does a 60-point triple-double get overshadowed? My man scoring 71.
Or a 70-year-old getting 40 back-to-back.
My man LeBron, and I'm glad you brought that up because that was another topic I wanted to talk about too. Can the Lakers compete in the playoffs? I had them down for being smoked as soon as they touched the playoffs, getting swept by whoever they played. Like, they get past the play-in. They was going to get past the play-in probably because LeBron is great in those type of situations. But that's one game. I was talking about series. Once you get to them series, I thought they was going to get smoked. They don't look like that now, kind of. They look like they can win a game or two. What you think? Can they compete in the series?
That's all to health. Like,
first round?
If they have a healthy LeBron and AD, they could get as far as they want to be honest. But that's, like, not very, we don't know how likely that is. And if you don't have a healthy LeBron and AD throughout the season, you're probably not going to go to the playoffs.
So they just too old.
Yeah, I just think, like...
The main piece is just too old.
But this is crazy, though. I do
AD
think...
not old. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I just had to... His knees are old.
With all due respect.
Get better. I don't know what the doctors are telling you to eat.
You better go vegan.
But you don't got enough calcium in them bones.
You just drink some whole
This is a guy from North Philly telling you this. I don't know nothing about what you got going on. Yeah, I ain't professional in health. I just know how to take care of myself and the human body. You feel me? I know biology like y'all should know biology. This man seems as though he ain't got no calcium in his bones. This man is hurt every time he touched the floor. If y'all ever seen that SpongeBob episode with the boy with the chocolate candy and they knocked on the door and he made out of glass. And every time my man step on the joint, that's who I see, bro. What they be calling him on the
Day Davis is crazy. And I love AD, and AD like healthy is like a top 20 player ever.
That's my God, right? Exactly. Because every time you play, you scoring crazy.
And it's crazy though, because I remember like as a LeBron fan, I don't really care much about the Lakers' future. With all due respect, I'm a LeBron fan, so that's why I like follow the Lakers.
Same.
But I remember like the Pelicans fans, y'all was hating. They was like, yeah, enjoy AD, because he's talking about y'all going to chip. Because look at all the injuries he gave us. It was a list of like injuries since like 2012. It was like all over Twitter. And then, like, he won a chip, so it's like, haha, he still won a chip. But, like, they wasn't wrong. He just went down. But, you mean, all seriousness, I do, want you to be healthy, like, but, like, it's kind of crazy.
Change your diet. I'm telling you, bro. It gotta be your diet. But it has to be, bro. Dark, green vegetables. Eat them. I'm telling you. Lots of calcium, bro.
But the Lakers, like, overall, though, like, I don't know. The West... if they were to be a better all-around team, I think this would be a great time to go all in because the West is like in shambles right now. They look like the East.
I was just about to say because the Warriors aren't doing too good. They ninth.
You know a team, conference is in shambles when just about it felt like last week we were saying, oh yeah, Luka can't win the MVP because he's a 10th seed.
For real.
And now
look at
he's the 4th seed.
Wow, bro. Wow. And that's another thing.
And the Pelicans are without Brandon Ingram and Zion, so I can see him moving up in in those rankings as well. So
we about to see. We about to see what's going on. That's a team I told y'all that had to play their role. The role players had to play their role.
Yeah.
That's another team that could use one more piece that don't have to be a star player. I would love to see Zach LaVine go over there or somebody like that. Somebody. Because I think you had suggested that. Zach LaVine go over there. Somebody said they wasn't happy. Dang, bro. I was like, he need to come over to Dallas. Oh my God, it was a guard, man.
You know about Trae Young, are you?
Nah. Yes!
Good.
Trae Young.
I ain't gonna lie.
They said Trae Young the only one playing in Atlanta.
The defense gonna suck, but like, and I don't know how you gonna do it because you don't got nobody to trade for Trae Young.
They got Reggie Bullock and Dorian Smith for defense. 3 and D
to trade for Trae Young.
No. I don't know who they gonna trade for Trae Young. I don't know who they gonna trade for Trae Young. That's
but like,
but he
forget
fed
defense.
up.
You got Trae and Luka. Shoot the ball.
Yo, I'm telling you, all the gravity that Luka carries, and Trae Young is on the 3. Are you kidding me, bro? You can't. You
gonna turn Trae Young to Kyle Pettigrew?
No, it's gonna be different. You gonna turn him to Dinwiddie. That's all. That's all.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for kicking it with us, man.
One second, though.
No,
just one second. I definitely want to. This is more sports related, but definitely do want to show him love. I forgot his name, but we're gonna figure it out right now.
1 sec. You know what I mean?
Definitely gonna show Damar Hamlin for the Bills. As sports fans, I definitely do want to you know what I mean. Wish you a speedy recovery.
Definitely.
Sports is it's allowing you mental health, it's allowing you physical health, but we still yes, they are making millions, but they are humans as well. So let's remember that money isn't everything, and fame isn't everything. So Damar Hamlin, we're praying for you. Yes, all wishes for him. Hope you're doing okay. But I definitely want to say that before we got off the podcast. Just not as basketball fans, but as sports fans, it's definitely a huge community. Definitely want to shout out him, and wishing you and the family the best of luck.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And on that note, you feel me? All y'all take care. If you're watching this podcast, take care. Take care of your health. You know what I mean? And make sure you exercise and eat well. You feel me? I'm telling you, bro. Exercise and eat well. Look at Zion. He leading the Pelicans to the third spot in the West. He didn't change the diet. I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know. It's real out here. But other than that, thanks for kicking it with us, man. We here every other week. You feel me? Y'all done brought the new year in with us. And
thank you.
We appreciate it. So everybody who's watching, everybody who's kicking it with us, we appreciate y'all. And we'll see y'all next time.